doing internet marketing for over 10 years, and offline marketing I kind of stumbled into because I started selling on eBay years and years ago. I started creating websites and info products and really learning the basics of internet marketing. And then from there, I realized that I could take those skills and transfer them over to businesses that needed that kind of help. And the market's been huge for it. So over the last few years, I've really been able to scale that to a level that, that's great. And continue to grow my business, and look forward to helping you guys out, and hopefully sharing some great information with you this afternoon.
Fantastic. Thanks, Sean. Well, let's head on through this. And I think I was going to say it's really quite a privilege to have a large list of subscribers, and a lot of you that have heard from me regularly by email one way or the other. And one of the great things about having a bunch of you guys listening to my emails and reading them is that I get emails back from you. And I've been hearing more and more of something in the last few months, and really since last year when Google started playing up and changing their algorithm massively, and people's businesses were crashing around their knees, or around their ankles, and what I'm hearing is people are just almost tapped out, they're finished, and I think it's very sad because I know how hard a lot of my subscribers are working, and it is hard work. It can be hard work, and in fact, just let me know. Put a hard or an easy in the chat box, and let me know what you think about internet marketing and making money online. Tell me whether you think overall it's hard or easy. I'd be really like to see what the views are that people have. And I'm getting a mixture: hard, easy, hard, difficult, very hard, hard. I'd say probably 80% are hard and with so-so reputation. Impossible, says Pam. It's not impossible, I can tell you. Getting easier, says Rob, that's good. I'd say about 85% are hards there, or in fact, let me just show you this little screenshot right here. And oh, my computer is struggling. Let's get rid of that. Okay. So that is what I'm hearing more and more from people, and I think classic internet marketing is quite hard. And I'm talking about stuff where you are competing on a global level. SEO. So SEO is a great thing to do. You can get a page up to the first page of Google, and then you've got to start getting traffic, and then you've got to convert that traffic. And what I see a lot of people do is succeeding in one of those three areas, but unless you succeed in all three, you're not making money. And some models for sure are easier than others. For those of you who said very hard or impossible, John there from South Africa, you say very hard. Some models are easier than others, and I think I'm going to show you tonight what is the easiest of the models. But ultimately, it does depend on what ultimately is your goal. And I'd be interested in that too, because for some of you it's freedom. You want to have the internet lifestyle, if you like, of being able to work from a laptop from a poolside in Antigua. For some of you, you want to replace your job. For some of you, it's extra cash. And really, what business model most applies to you depends on which of those you're going for. So tell me, if you would, freedom from employment, says Neil. Tell me which of those three, or which other goal you have. Freedom, yeah, okay. So when I say freedom, I'm really talking about that internet marketing lifestyle. Money from a laptop on the poolside. Survival, says Tom. So that's extra cash, I guess. Top lifestyle, says Ed. So extra cash, maybe internet lifestyle, says Georgian. So okay, mixture, but it seems like most people replace income, says Brad. So want to replace your job. Michael wants to fund your missions trip. Awesome, Michael. Awesome. Appreciate that. Cash and freedom, just to make a living. So replacing jobs. So it is a bit of a mixture. I see. Retirement. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so it is a bit of a mixture, but it seems like most people are really after the internet marketing lifestyle, if you like, that comes from being able to make extra cash relatively easily. And that is certainly true of internet marketing once you know how to do it. And there is a solution, and I'm going to go and show you that right now. I'm pleased with the response you give me in the Q&A, because that really endorses what I had picked up from my list and what I understand people are after the most. So let's have a look at the solution. What is it? It's something much, much simpler than SEO and CPA and paid traffic and free traffic and viral traffic and all those things. And, like I said, there's always so many components to putting those together. If you talk about viral traffic, it's a bit like SEO. You've got to first of all get the traffic, and then you've got to get traffic that converts. And often people will do one or the other, but not both. And CPA and paid traffic, well, you've got to find that formula where the income you're making exceeds the advertising expenditure, and it's very easy to get that the wrong way around. So here's something that I think is much simpler, and the reason it's simpler is when you're in internet marketing, you're competing on a global scale. You're competing with thousands, or in fact hundreds of thousands of internet marketers. If you go after the weight loss niche, if you go after the business opportunity niche, whatever you're looking for, rheumatoid arthritis, you're competing globally against thousands or hundreds of thousands of internet marketers, some of whom have been in the business 15 years, some of whom have all day, some of whom are very, very technically able and or have big businesses behind them. So it's not surprising that when you try to compete on a global scale, it can be pretty hard to succeed. I mean, does that make sense to people? Can you see how when you're competing on a global scale, it's not hard to see why a lot of you answered the way you did a moment ago when you said, yeah, internet marketing is hard. Brad says yes, Michael says yes. Absolutely it is. Now, I'm not saying it's impossible. You can. Of course you can compete on a global scale. I've been able to do so. But it is harder than the alternative. And the alternative is to compete not on a global scale, but on a small town scale. I don't know the answer to this question. Maybe some of you guys do. How many small towns are there in the developed world? So I'm talking about the Western world, North America, Europe, Australia, New Zealand, all the developed parts of the world. How many small towns are there? I don't know. Is it 500,000 small towns around the world? Tens of thousands, I think even more than that, Matthew, actually. Maybe, I'd say hundreds of thousands at least, probably just in America alone. So go to a small town and compete on a small town level, and you're going to find things a lot easier. So how do we do internet marketing on a small town level? Go local is the solution. Sorry, I missed that bullet, didn't know it was coming there. So how do we do it? Offline marketing. So offline, I put it in inverted commas, is what people talk about, offline marketing, but offline marketing means doing internet marketing for offline businesses, or if you like, taking offline businesses and putting them online. And just give me a Y or an N or a yes or a no. How many of you on this call already do offline? A Y for yes or N if you don't. Y, N, it's about 50-50 is coming in. Yeah, almost exactly 50-50, I think. Now that's interesting. Maybe slightly more yeses than nos, but just about 50-50 from a quick perusal. Thanks, guys. So excellent. Well, if you're already doing offline, then I'm preaching to the choir here, and you know what I'm talking about and how powerful this is. Tried it, was not successful. Nancy, I've got something to show you here that you're going to be excited about. So yeah, you provide IM services to local businesses. Now, why is this solution? First thing is, do not tell me you don't know enough, because that's what people do tell me. John, I just don't know enough. How can I go to a local business and offer to help them with internet marketing when I don't know very much myself? And the answer is, that is really not a problem, because if you can spell the word WordPress, you know more than 99.9% of all local businesses. Guys, they are clueless. They are clueless. 99.9% of them know nothing about internet marketing. They don't even know what a WordPress site is. They don't know what HTML is. They don't know what a mobile site is. They know nothing. And that's why, one of the reasons why it's so easy. If you know the very basics, and I tell you, if you guys have been around the Warrior Forum, a few weeks or months, if you've been on my list or some other marketers' lists for a few weeks or months, you've bought a few products, you've tried things out, you know a tremendous amount more than you think you do. You may not have the skill to compete on a global level in internet marketing, but I tell you, you know quite a lot more than you possibly think. And I'd like to introduce Sean here to give us a little bit of talk, because Sean, you've been doing offline marketing yourself now for some time, as you mentioned at the beginning. So tell us a little bit more about your perspective on this.
Yeah, absolutely, John. I really like the example that you use, that if you can spell WordPress, you're leaps and bounds ahead of any business owner. And I completely agree with that. They really, really need our help. And I had the same limiting belief when I first started out, and I think that's normal. I think it's normal to think, you know what, maybe I won't provide the value that they think I'll provide, and there's just a whole lot that works against you in the beginning before you get over that. But the opportunity really is there, and even the most limited knowledge that you think from your perspective will do a whole lot for another business owner. And as far as competing on a global scale with IM, like John mentioned, offline marketing is different because your opportunities are on a global scale. So it kind of flip-flops the competition into opportunity, because I have clients all over the world, ranging from Greece, a toilet renovation company in Greece, to a personal trainer in Los Angeles, to a bridge maker in Arkansas. I mean, I work with all different kinds of businesses all over the world, and that's what makes it exciting for me, to be able to work with businesses and in different niches and learn about what keeps them up at night and how they run their business. And it's easy for me to go in and help rank them in Google Places or start an email marketing campaign. I mean, a simple conversation via email, Skype, or in person, reveals a lot about a business and their pain points. And more often than not, the solution presents itself to you. So the opportunity I've found over the years is only increasing, and the exciting part is the ability for you to be able to scale with this. Like I mentioned earlier, within a few years, I was able to take my offline marketing company from a full-time job. I've gone from small mom-and-pop shops around my local community into major players. I've worked with New York Times best-selling authors. I've worked with colleges and universities and major agencies to help with their internet marketing strategies, because when it comes down to it, it's not who you are, and if you're working out of a bedroom office, it's the results that you can provide. And that's the great thing about internet marketing, especially offline marketing. And that's the opportunity that I've kind of seized, and it's been very, very fruitful for me. So offline marketing is a major opportunity, as you guys already know.
That's fantastic, Sean. And what I loved about what you just said is when you talked about having an offline client in Greece and all around the world, because what offline gives you, it's actually.
So John, I'll go ahead and hand it back to you. Can everybody still hear us?
Yeah, sorry, Sean, I was on mute there. Okay, I'm back. What I was just saying is what I love about what you just said, Sean, was when you talked about having a client in Greece and elsewhere around the world, because what you've got in offline, when people think offline, they tend to think, oh, I've got to market to my own small town locally where I live. And that is not true. Offline is almost the best of both worlds. Is you're leveraging the power of the internet being global, in that you can have clients, in Australia, Europe, and North America, all from the safety of your home office. But you're not competing on a global scale because you're approaching those local businesses in small towns, and so that's pretty phenomenal. Really, I've not really thought of that, so just wanted to add that perspective. And in fact, Michael, you said I have transportation problems, no car. You do not need a car. Most of the time you're not going to be visiting these guys. Wouldn't you agree, Sean? I don't suppose you visit your client in Greece very often.
No, I wish I could, though.
Yeah, if that'd be a nice business deductible a vacation trip you could take
exactly.
there. So, excellent. Well, let me show you guys. Hopefully, those of you who aren't already in offline are pretty much convinced now that it is the simplest way to go. And I want to show you here a spreadsheet of let me just see if I can make that a little bit bigger, zoom in here, a spreadsheet of a whole load of businesses who are dentists in Beverly Hills. You can see this one here, 90210dentist.net, and these are a whole list. I've just got 25 here at the moment. It goes off the bottom of the screen. Dentists in Beverly Hills, California. Now, you'd expect dentists in Beverly Hills, that's a pretty swept up area, that's pretty wealthy. Dentists who operate there, they're going to be pretty wealthy dentists. They're going to have all the business support, help, and whatever they need. You'd think that, wouldn't you? Well, this is a list of what services those dentists that you have on the left here have. Whether they do paid advertising, whether they've got an opt-in form on their site, whether they've got a Facebook page, whether they've got a Google Plus profile, whether they've got a Twitter profile, LinkedIn, whether their website is mobile friendly or not, i.e., whether it's got a mobile optimized website, and also whether they've got a mobile app. Now, I don't know if you can see that on the screen. Hopefully you can see the number of yeses and the number of nos in those boxes. Just give me a little Y if in the chat box if you can read that Excel spreadsheet. Good, excellent. So what you can see is how many nodes there are in this spreadsheet. I mean, we're talking dentists in Beverly Hills. You know, one of the most wealthy areas to provide this kind of services, cosmetic dentistry and so on. And look at how many of these internet services that these guys do not have. Even mobile websites. You'd think a dentist in Beverly Hills, I mean, he'd never compete without a mobile site. But this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, none of these ones have mobile sites. And almost none of them have mobile apps. There's one solitary dentist on this first list of 25 here that has a mobile app. Do you see how wide open the opportunity is? I mean, I've gone to one of the most well-developed areas of business where you'd expect these guys to have internet marketers servicing their needs and completely swept up in every area. And even for this kind of an area of dentists in Beverly Hills, how wide open the market is, how much you've got an opportunity to sell services to these guys. Now, if this is Beverly Hills, think how many dentists in local towns around the United States, Europe, Australia and New Zealand have none of these services at all. And you know, look at them across the board, from opt-in and email marketing to Facebook to Google+, Twitter, LinkedIn, mobiles and mobile apps. So it is pretty remarkable how much opportunity there is out there, and I'm going to show you some other examples here, because actually what I'm going to show you is a piece of, I mean, well, let me ask you this question, in fact, before I go on. How valuable would it be if you could get lists like that? I mean, that list would take quite a while to put together, just doing a Google search, going to their websites, checking them out. How valuable would it be if you could get a list like that of businesses, 10, 50, 100 businesses long, for any keyword you want? Tell me if you think that would be pretty valuable as an offline marketer. Priceless, says David. Absolutely, very, says David. Another David. Sorry, Russell says priceless. Yeah, absolutely. So let me show you my new tool that I'm very proud of. One of my customers, Glenn, came to me with this idea, this concept, and he'd actually had the tool developed. We've tweaked it and made it a little bit more powerful since then. And this is what we'll be launching on the Warrior Forum tomorrow. But it is called Easy Target Lead Generator. Let me move it across here, and you can see it. Just expand the window slightly, and I'm going to give you a little bit of a demo. In fact, those 25 results that I got earlier were derived from this tool in about 10 seconds. In fact, let me show you that exact search. If I can just pull up my text file so I don't spend forever typing. Dentist in Beverly Hills, California. Now, so let me give you a complete demo. So you put your keyword in up here. You can search in google.com, or you can search in google.ca, .co.uk, .au and .nz, so whichever you like. You can choose 25, 50 or 100 returns. I'm just going to choose 25 for now. I can remove directory style listing so I don't get yellow pages and other stuff like that, and just click go. And I'm going to bring up that list of results that I just showed you in the Excel spreadsheet, and there it is chugging away and producing them. So on the left here you got the URL, then you got those columns: paid advertising, email capture form, Facebook, Google+, Twitter, LinkedIn, mobile website and mobile app. And there are the results coming up in a matter of seconds, exactly those same results that I just showed you. In fact, it's a little bit more colorful, and you can see again from the number of red X's how many services even a big swept up area like Beverly Hills, the dentists there do not have. Let's look at a small town. I've got a friend in Salisbury, North Carolina. Any of you guys on the call from North Carolina? That's more like it, says Danny. Okay, so let me show you that. Dentists in Salisbury, North Carolina, and let's have a look. And so, small town America. Not sure what the popular Raleigh, says Rick. Excellent. So, and Charlotte, says another Rick, and fantastic. So, yeah, you can search Malaysia, you can search Australia, you can search anywhere in the world. You can also, I mean, I've used local keywords here, but you can obviously use a global keyword if you want to. If we're targeting offline marketing, you're going to probably want to target certain locations, because for some of the strategies I'm going to show you in a minute. But look here, look how even less developed is a small town in America. A handful of these guys have mobile websites, most do not. Almost none of them have mobile apps, none of them have Twitter, LinkedIn, Google. A few of them have Facebook, the majority do not. So wide open. Where is it pulling the paid advertiser data? It's pulling it for that keyword direct from Google. Is the answer to that, Bill. So there it is, just finishing up. Got a full list. Obviously, it takes a little bit longer if we're going to get a list of 50 or 100, but that is the opportunity that we have. which is pretty remarkable. And I'd just like to take a moment to talk about 3 strategies I like to use with this. If I can just scroll along here. 3 strategies that I like to use with this tool, which I think you'll agree is pretty powerful. And those 3 strategies, if I can just click on here, giving you the explanation, I call them low-hanging fruit, fear of loss, and rich pickings. So let's go into the low-hanging fruit example first. And low-hanging fruit, I've lost my easy target, there it is. Low-hanging fruit, if I'm going to go back to Beverly Hills Dentist, because it's a little bit more obvious. Well, no, I'll use this one because don't want you to think I'm engineering this. Low-hanging fruit is to go to someone like this guy here. He is Piedmont DDS, Piedmont Dental Services, I guess. And look, he's pretty swept up. He understands the internet. He's got Facebook. He's got an email opt-in form, Google+, Twitter, LinkedIn. He's got, sorry, he hasn't got LinkedIn, and he's got a mobile website, but he's got no mobile app. He's got no LinkedIn profile. So you can say he's low-hanging fruit, because how easy would it be to go to him and say, listen, you haven't got LinkedIn. Have you realized the importance of LinkedIn these days in customer acquisition? And it's an easy sell. It's an easy sell because you can identify at a moment's glance from this tool that he's already understands the internet, but he's missing LinkedIn and he's missing a mobile app. You can create a mobile app, well, Sean will tell us in a minute, very quickly and simply for a handful of dollars, and offer it to this guy. So that's the low-hanging fruit. And when we look at other, I will just go back to Beverly Hills as an example here and show you another idea of low-hanging fruit. So this is Beverly Hills Dentist search term again. And again, we've got this guy here. He's got all of these services, but he's got no mobile app. This one is even more attractive, bhdentist.com, because he understands it. He's got it all here. But look, he's got no mobile site. Now, boy, if he hasn't got a mobile optimized website, he is missing out big time on customers. Very, very easy to sell to a guy like that. So that's low-hanging fruit. And the power of this tool is, in a matter of seconds, it brings up all those search results, and you can see at a glance which are the rich pickings, the low-hanging fruit that you can just pick off nice and easy. And particularly for someone getting started in offline marketing, picking something that you know is going to be an easy sell is a great way to get started. The second thing you can do is use fear of loss. And fear of loss is another great tool. And here's how it goes. This guy here, for example, has got no mobile website. This guy here has got no Facebook page. All his competition has got Facebook. This guy has not. So fear of loss comes in when you go to cosmeticdentistry.com, which is this guy, and you say to him, look, all of your out of your competitors in Beverly Hills, I've got 25 of your top competitors, 24 of them have Facebook pages, and you do not. Do you not realize how much business you're missing out on? Same thing with this guy here, BH Dentist. Out of all your competitors in Beverly Hills, you can actually mention them by name. This one, this one, this one, this one, this one. They all have mobile websites, mobile optimized websites. You do not. So fear of loss is one of the most powerful motivators in sales. And I tell you, you'll have those guys begging you to build them a mobile website almost, because no offline businesses like the thought that they're losing customers, or that they've not done something which is actually pretty simple. You say, look, I can take your pain away, I'll build you a mobile website. They just need to give you a little bit of money, which for a Beverly Hills dentist, $500, $1,000 is nothing to pay to make sure they're competing well in the marketplace. And the last thing then, and those are the 2 I would use as you're getting started, but the last thing for you experienced offliners out there is to look at what I call the rich pickings. And the rich pickings are to pick someone here who has almost nothing. So again, cosmeticdentistry.com, they've got a mobile website, but they've got nothing else. So you can sell multiple services to someone that's got a lot of these X's, a lot of these red X's. They haven't got the services. So with one customer, you can go in and sell, for example, a mobile app to this guy, I'd recommend, because he's got a mobile website. So he's obviously a little bit mobile savvy. And once you've got him as a customer, you can go back again and again and package up more and more services that you can offer him. And so you've got a very a rich target there. Perhaps a little bit more daunting to approach a guy who's not internet savvy to start with, but once you're confident, this tool shows you exactly who are the good targets to go for in terms of being able to offer them multiple contracts, multiple different services. So at that point, I'd like to ask Sean to step in. And Sean, I know apps are one of your big areas, but also just in general, how you see that this software could be used best by a offline marketer such as yourself.
Yeah, definitely, John. I mean, you covered a lot of really, really useful, great information, and I mean, that alone will provide a wealth of leads that should keep you busy for a pretty long time. And I kind of wanted to expand on that and give a major, major tip for those who are starting out or even those that are experienced. And the reason why I want to provide this tip is because it's what I'll be using this tool for, because it's one of the ways that I've grown my business pretty substantially. And I've even actually released a course about it, about this core concept here. And that concept is to get a surge of clients, and what's built in my company really, really quickly was to find different agencies, web designers, graphic designers, basically to partner up with. Meaning you'll use the Easy Target Lead Generator to search for something like maybe Chicago graphic designer. And then all the results will show up and show those graphic designers in the city of Chicago that are lacking an email capture page or a mobile app, or even something very simple like social media pages. Now something like a mobile app has a very high perceived value that you can easily sell for $1,000 plus, especially in areas like Beverly Hills and niches like dentistry. And in addition to that, being able to come in and provide a mobile app for a graphic designer in Chicago where they can showcase their work, build another list, via push notifications through mobile app, you're providing substantial value to everybody that downloads that app, and you're providing substantial value to that client. Now what you're going to do is say, hey, I built you this app, I built you the social media page, you showed your value. Listen, what I can do for your company is I can provide that service gap. I can grow your company and provide internet marketing services that you don't provide as a back end for you. So you grow your business, you grow your bottom line, and basically the core concept is that you partner up with these graphic designers and marketing agencies that don't currently have the internet marketing services that you can provide. And at the end of the day, they'll make more money, and you'll be able to provide your services without necessarily having to go out and prospect the majority of the time. So it's a very, very powerful strategy that I've used time and time again, and have some very powerful relationships right now that all you really need is a handful to get you going, and the new leads come in and the new campaigns come in month after month from these strategic partnerships with these graphic designers and website designers and marketing agencies. So that's one way I'm going to use the tool, and got really excited about it when I started doing some searches and seeing the powerful results that I can use and have one of my outsourcers take action with to drive more leads.
Fantastic. Thanks very much, Sean. That's awesome, and I really appreciate your endorsement of it, because I know you're big into this, and you're practicing it and doing it all the time and making a living this way. So, and that's a really awesome tip from you. Let's just cover a couple of the questions, because we're pretty much done. And I want to wrap out in a minute and just tell you about this software when it's launching and how you can actually get a very special early bird deal if you're interested in it tomorrow. From having been on this call, basically. So let's have a look at some of the questions, though. Some of the checking algorithms, guys, I'm not going to disclose all of those because they're pretty clever. All I would say is, if you're worried about the accuracy, go ahead and get hold of it, test it, and go and look manually at the sites. You'll find it is 99.9% accurate. And if you find it's not accurate, you can have a full refund. In fact, I'll refund double your money. So I'm not going to, if that's okay, it's a little bit proprietary, some of the algorithms. I'm not going to reveal all of them. A lot of questions here about how do you actually get the customers, and how do you fulfill their orders, and Nancy's asking about that. Well, you can fill their orders a couple of different ways, and of course outsourcing is one of the key ways for guys that are not technically very competent. If you don't regard building a website as your strength, then don't build a website. I mean, do you know how? Let me ask this question back to some of you guys. Tell me how much you think it costs to get a WordPress mobile website built by an outsourcer. Put it in the box and let me know what you think. 50 I've got from Keith, 5 from David, 150, 30, 50, 10. I'll tell you the answer is the lowest answer there. $5, maybe 10 on Fiverr. Fiverr.com. If you give them the tools, if you give them some of the templates that I've actually got packaged in with, when I'll be selling this on the Warrior Forum tomorrow, I've got mobile templates and other things that you can package. That come with the software. You can get someone on Fiverr.com to install a WordPress site and theme for $5. If you want it a little bit more swept up, it's going to cost you a couple of tens of dollars, but 100, nowhere near that amount. So you can get simple jobs done very cheaply. And remember, we're not talking about competing on a global scale. You're talking about taking simple mobile templates or Facebook fan page templates and getting someone from Fiverr to load them up for you. You need never do it yourself if you don't want to. Of course, if you've got those basic technical competencies, you know how to put up a WordPress website, you can do it yourself in a matter of minutes. And then as your customer base starts to expand, you're probably going to want to start outsourcing there as well. Can you run opticians in London to see if that comes up? Danny, yeah, I can do that for you. Let me just bring that up. So opticians. And chime in, Sean, any time with any of the questions as well while I'm doing this. Opticians in London. Let's do a .co.uk search.
Yeah, sure, John. I see. Is this suitable for complete beginners? I think you can take your strengths, because you have so many different services to work with, and you can go from there. If you only want to target people to build Facebook pages, you can do that. If you only want to target people to build mobile apps or mobile websites, you can do that. And eventually, the more you learn and the more you expand and grow your business and get more clients, you can start to offer more services.
Fantastic. So there's a list of the results for opticians in London. You can see the market is wide open. A handful had mobile websites, so you can use the fear of loss. You've also got some people who are fairly well swept up, so you can use the the easy target, low hanging fruit option, and you've got lots of rich pickings of people who have nothing there. Let's do a search in questions coming about Netherlands and Sweden, other places. Let's do opticians in Stockholm then, shall we? And I'm going to do that in .com, and Stockholm, Sweden. I'm going to put just so that Google knows exactly. Remember, Google, knows if you make it clear you're looking for results in a location by putting that location. Google knows that, and is quite clever about giving you the right results. I need to. That's all fine. So here's Sweden, Stockholm. So yeah, you can see it works elsewhere in the world as well. And I can't even pronounce most of these website names. Oscar Magnusson, I can do that one. OscarMagnusson.com, that's fine. So yeah, it works worldwide, wherever you want. You just tell Google, because it's actually pulling up. It pulls up these results here from Google. So you just tell Google what you want, and Google's pretty clever, and it will return those results. And then my algorithm will go in and tell you which of these services those guys have. Sean, any other questions you've seen in there you'd like to answer?
Let's see. I just answered one. Steve said it's always better to have services you can offer on the back end to increase your client lifetime value. And I wrote back, absolutely, Steve. Creating the relationship is the first goal. So these businesses and these companies that you reach out to are going to see that you took an interest in them and you realized, hey, like you are missing this service. You're missing part of your business. I took notice, and let me help you fix that. And, a lot of these will just be a foot in the door. And then from there, you grow the relationship, and you can offer all the other services that can help grow their businesses once you have that relationship formed.
Fantastic. Team San2C is asking, any chance of adding sites like Bing, Yahoo, Local, Yellow Pages into the tool in the future? Absolutely. I've got some great plans for adding future feature enhancements in here. I'd like to add Pinterest. I'd like to add some of those other search areas. I mean, the thing is, in terms of looking for other search sources, right now we don't have a shortage of leads. I mean, with this tool, you can see it in a matter of 20-30 seconds. you can pick up 20, 50, 100 leads like that, and so we don't really need to add yellow pages and other stuff in there because there's no shortage of targets out there. The features we're most likely to want to add is the more services that you can add along the top. So I'm looking at an SEO feature so that you can we'll get a scale of how difficult it would be to take someone that's on page 2 and move them to page 1. Some kind of a numeric scale that will show you what are the hot targets for an SEO service where they're on page 3, but you can quickly and easily get them to page 1, where we'll analyze the competition as part of that. I've talked about Pinterest as well. YouTube channels that a lot of businesses like to have. So we're definitely going to be enhancing the features of this program in years to come. So yeah, always good to have as much intelligence as possible. Absolutely, yeah, no question. So we'll be adding a lot more of these features on the right to the tool over the months ahead. Scoring calculator, yeah, I guess Colin, that's sort of what I'm just talking about there. How accurate is the mobile site detection? Yeah, it's that's a very good question, Neil, and I want to answer that one, even though I'm not necessarily going to give away all my algorithms. This is one that probably I can more or less give away because we know there are a number of different modes of detecting a mobile site. There's the agent, so like when an iPhone goes to a mobile site, it sends up information on the fact that it's a mobile Safari browser, and the website then knows and redirects to a mobile. But there's a lot of others as well, and basically we use all of them. There are some JavaScript snippets that do redirection. There's also redirection based on screen size. We use all of those. Now I can't say it's 100% accurate, but in quite an extensive bit of testing this week, since we got some extra checking in, I've not yet found an error. So let me put it that way: I've not yet found an error. So it's at least 99% accurate, if not 100%. So yeah, we're pretty pleased with the results. Sean, any others that you picked out in there you'd like to answer?
Let's see here. Somebody asked about actually reaching out. You get your list and you see those opportunities. The best way to do it is to go to a site like Manta, which is worldwide, and Manta provides a lot of the time an actual name and contact for the business owner, especially for these local smaller businesses. It's not very hard to find and track down the actual owner, and that can be done within a matter of a minute or two. And then also, one of the strategies that I use is that I hit them on all fronts to make sure that somebody within that company that I'm targeting gets the message, whether it be through sending them a Facebook message or sending them an email, and also following up is pretty important too. So you have your list of 50 to 100 prospects that you go through and target and send your messages out on Twitter, Facebook, email, via their contact form through their website. And then just follow up with those people that you're going after. So that's how I go about and do it. And yeah, it's manta.com is the website, Nancy.
Fantastic. Actually, there's a question in there. I've just gone off the top of the page now about one of you said how Sweden, there's a big penetration of mobile, and you're right. I mean, look at all these guys have all got mobile, but they've got nothing else. But this is the power of this tool, because look at these two guys here. For some reason, the NA here means that this site is not returning at the moment. The site must be slow or down. You could run the search again. But look at these two here that do not have mobile websites. Everyone else does. I mean, do you not think that these would be easy targets to go for? I mean, if the whole of Stockholm, Sweden, all the opticians there have mobile websites and these two do not, that's the intelligence. That's the intelligence advantage that this software gives you. At the click of a button, you can see exactly who to go for. Put it this way: if you're an offliner in Stockholm wanting to sell to opticians without this tool, well, you might as well give up and go home, because it's going to take you forever to find a prospect that you can go after. You're going to waste masses of time going to people and trying to sell them a mobile website when they've already got one. But with this tool, you can see exactly who you can sell to. And what's more, with this tool, you can see if mobile websites are so well ingrained in Stockholm, well, look how rich the pickings are for mobile apps. If these guys are into mobile, then the mobile app market is one to go after there. So, the tool does give you all of that intelligence straight away and makes it so easy to know where to go to. And that's why we call it easy target, because these guys, the results this tool gives you enables you to pick the easy targets and the most lucrative targets. There was also a question about, is this software for sale yet? And no, it is not. it's going to be on sale tomorrow, and what we'll do is we will take a few more questions in a minute, but let me just cover this so that those of you who need to leave can do so, and then we'll just take a few more questions while we do that. But let me talk about when this goes on sale. It goes on sale Friday, which is today for some of you, and tomorrow for others of you. So it depends on where you are and what time it is. But Friday, the 25th of January, just to be absolutely clear, it's going to go on sale at 11 in the morning Eastern US time, so New York time, Eastern Daylight Time. 11 in the morning, but there's an early bird available for you guys who are on this webinar at 10:30. So at 10:30 exactly, you need to look out for an email, either from me if you're on my list, or Simon or any of the others who invited you to this webinar. Look out for an email from one of us at 10:30 exactly tomorrow morning, or today, as I said, depending on where you are. And at 10:30, and that will give you a password, a link to the site, to the forum page, and a password. And only those guys with the password will be able to buy at that point in time. And so the price is going to be rock bottom. It's going to start at, in fact, before I tell you the price, well, if I was selling this on ClickBank, it would be a $97 product. And I'm not selling it for 97 or 47. The Warrior Special Offers Forum is all about getting beta testers, getting testimonials, getting some initial sales, and then moving to ClickBank thereafter. And would you believe it, I'm going to sell this tool for $17 to the early bird guys, those of you who get on at 10:30. So it'll be starting off at $17. It is going to be on a dime sale, so the price will be going up quickly, which is why you guys, yeah, wow, says Morris. It's a good way to launch a product, the Warrior Forum, and it's a good place to be as a buyer of products because you get these awesome deals before it goes to ClickBank, and that's what we're going to do here. So $17, it's going to be on a dime sale. The price will be going up. So watch out for the email from Sean, from me, from whomever sent you to this webinar, and 10:30, and get over there and pick it up if you're interested in it at that point. So with that said, that pretty much draws it to a close. Let's just take another few minutes and we'll answer a few more questions. But if you need to head off there, please be my guest and close down, and just look out for that email 10:30 in the morning. And in the meantime, let's go through a few more questions. Sean, I don't know if you've picked any out in there that you'd like to answer.
I don't see any in particular.
Okay. Yeah, in fact, most of the questions coming in now seem to be about the timing and everything. Gene, you said you're going to be at a funeral that time tomorrow. Purchase the product at the price you can get it and hit me up by email, and I'll sort you out. James says you'll be working. I don't know if you can just get out for a while. But if you're here on this webinar and something and you literally cannot get on the online at that time in the morning, then purchase the product as soon after as you can and hit me up by email, and between me and my assistant we'll sort you out one way or another. Yeah, okay, I think that's probably it. What time is 10:30? So it's 10:30 New York time, Eastern US time. So that's going to be 3:30 in the UK, it's going to be 4:30 in the afternoon in Europe, and it's going to be 2:30 in the morning, I'm sorry, in Sydney, Australia. Is that right? I think that's right. You're 11 hours ahead in Sydney, so from the UK. So 3:30 here would be 2:30 in the morning, for which I apologise. It's impossible to launch at a time that suits everybody in the world. Early bird price, John, is $17 is where it starts, but it is dime selling. But only you guys on the webinar are getting into the pre-launch, so it's not going to go up too quickly between 10:30 and 11. But once 11 hits and the floodgates open, the price is going to go up very quickly, which is why I wanted to make it available to my own customers and those of some key JVs through a password-protected page only. Are you using outsourcers to drill into the site to acquire the emails and phone numbers? That's actually something we'd like to add, is where the software will spit out those contact details for you, and we could even have form emails that it will auto-generate and mail for you. So there's lots of plans that we have to really turbocharge the capability of this software. As of right now, whether you use an outsource to do that, you can, but actually it's pretty simple. You just click on the link in the software. Let's move this across, and you just need to click on any of these links, and the website will open. I'll just click on that one. You see it takes you straight to the browser, and you can get the contact details there. So it's pretty simple to do. Oh, that's actually a directory there, so it wasn't a good example to choose. But anyway, click on the link and you go through and get them. Is the page mobile friendly? Is this software won't run on mobiles? No, this software will only run on your PC or your Mac. We have two separate versions, so feel free. Could you add whether the site is Flash-based? Steve, that's another good option. Absolutely. Typically, of course, if it's not got a mobile, if it has got a green tick in the mobile column, then the mobile site will not be Flash-based. If it has not got a tick in the mobile column, then whether they're Flash-based or not, Flash-based website or not, they're not mobile optimized, and so they're still a good target for you. So that information is perhaps secondary. People use Flash as a way to replicate what this tool is doing, to find sites that aren't mobile optimized, but actually this tool does it much better, because people can have a Flash-based site for normal computer access and redirect to a non-Flash-based site for their mobile. So it's a bit of a coarse tool. Mike, email address. Well, it'll be. Go ahead and just get it from. If you can't pick this up at 10:30, you have to pick it up later. Then there'll be a support email address in there, in your Warrior Plus. Thank you email. I'm losing my voice at this point. Sean, any last words from you? And then it's just coming up on 45 minutes, which is what I said it would be. So we'll probably wrap it up at that point and look forward to seeing you all on after your purchase. And before I hand over to you, Sean, just to say we are going to be doing some awesome training in offline marketing and in using this tool after purchase for those of you who do pick it up. And let me just say as well that packaged in with this tool is quite a lot of information for those of you who are just getting started and who are new and haven't done offline marketing, and how to take the information from this tool and turn it into money in your pocket. And I'd perhaps just like you to picture a future where you're not competing globally, you're not trying to rank sites for weight loss and arthritis and stuff like that and just tearing your hair out, pouring hours and hours and time in, but instead a future where you can be pulling targets off here, a quick email, get contracts of $500, $1,000, outsource the work, and actually break through to that lifestyle that we all want, with the internet and the laptop on your knees by the pool being the way you earn your living. So I just look forward to helping any of you guys who do jump on board with getting into this easily the best and simplest way to make money in internet marketing, in my opinion. And Sean, any closing comments from you?
Yeah, John, I just want to thank you for inviting me to be a part of this. I want everyone to know that, I'm not a partner with John. I'm not, I didn't help create this. John and I have talked via Skype and Facebook, and he kind of let me in on what he was doing in this type of software, and I got really, really excited about it. And that's the reason why I'm here to tell you guys about it, because I've seen a lot of lead generators before, and I have a lot in my arsenal, but this one is very unique compared to the others that I use, and this adds a different dynamic. And as we all know, prospecting and finding those qualified leads is a very time-consuming process, and with this tool that will take and save a lot of time for me. So I want to thank you, John, and thanks everyone for being so responsive and for asking so many great questions.
Thanks, Sean, and let me plug your products as well, because Sean has some of the best products out there. And if you're looking for an app builder, then you need to check Sean out. And I'm sure we'll be getting information to you guys on that after launch anyway. But Sean, thank you, and thank you because as you just said, you're not partnering with me on this. You've just done this to help me out as a friend, and I do appreciate it. And I appreciate the credibility you bring to this tool with your support and endorsement. So, guys, look out for an email 10:30 Eastern Time on Friday, the 25th. Whether that's today or tomorrow for you depends. But look out for that email and pick up the early bird price. And I look forward to seeing you the other side to take this business forward, which is going to be pretty exciting for all of us. So, thanks, guys. Goodbye for now, and see you all on the other side of the launch. Goodbye.